Well, greetings and welcome to the KPEG Game of the Week. Today is the final day of the Los Padres League season, and it finds us at Cabrillo High School, where the Conquistadors baseball team is set to take on the Lompoc Braves. This is Greg Ratcliffe broadcasting live from a cool and breezy Don McIntyre Field as we get ready for our last broadcast of the school year. The home team Conquistadors take the field today with a season record of 13-15 and an 11-9 mark in league play, putting them in fourth place in the LPL standings. Their last game was against these Braves down at Botery Field on Tuesday, where Lompoc came out on top 12-2. The Braves come in at 16-8 overall, and currently in the third place with a 15-5 league mark. They are also on a three-game win streak, having knocked off Napomo twice prior to that Tuesday win over Cabrillo. So, with both teams having locked in postseason appearances, today is more about the rivalry than anything else. After all, it is Lompoc versus Cabrillo in the last game of the season. Joining me today, as always, is Statmeister himself, Mike Loney. Mike, the Braves have already claimed the season series against the Conks this year. I'm thinking Cabrillo would really like to get a win today to avoid the season sweep. What do they need to make that happen?
Well, they need to have really good pitching. They have a fairly similar number of runs that they've scored this season to the Braves, but the Braves have allowed somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 fewer runs on defense.
Aha. Well, we're just about to get underway. The visiting Braves will bat first. Starting things off for Lompoc is number 21, Ruben Cortez, who will also be on the mound for the Braves today. Speaking of which, pitching for the Conquistadors, number 11, Noah Randolph.
And both pitchers in the leadoff role today, Greg.
Kind of unusual. First pitch of the afternoon is low for ball one. Pitcher on pitcher to get things started here this afternoon. As I said, it's a little breezy here at McIntyre, as you might expect. Looks like wind's about 15 to 20 from our left to our right, blowing in from the ocean, as usual, towards the scoreboard. We're in right field.
First pitch outside, second pitch low and outside, third pitch
is into center field.
Line drive.
Cortez smacks a nice liner into right center for a leadoff single, and the Braves are in business with nobody out. And the parade of pitchers here, Oscar Rojas not on the mound today, but
has been frequently.
He has been indeed. He's batting in the two spot today.
Sophomore.
He'll be playing over at first base. First pitch swinging over to third base and into left field, just under the glove, and you're right. And we've got runners at first and second with back-to-back singles here to open things up for Lompoc. A good start for the Braves so far. Jeffrey Ray now will step into the batter's box for the Braves. With no outs and two on. Nice looking pitch in there for a call. Strike one to Ray.
Nice outside end bender. Jeffrey usually in the leadoff spot.
Takes that one inside around the knees for a ball. Yeah, Ray batting in the three spot today with a .436 batting average coming into this afternoon.
1-1 count.
Runners going. This one's smacked over to short. No throw to second.
High
throw to first is high and through the fence. Cortez will trot in from third to score the first run. Rojas will have to hold at third. Ray scoots over to second on the overthrow. So just like that, very quickly, the Braves on top here 1-0 in the first. They have runners at second and third. Still nobody out here in the first inning. And cleanup hitter Caleb Ramirez up to bat.
Number 10 behind the plate today.
Looks at that one, ball one low.
Chance for a couple quick RBIs here, and this is shaping up to be a little more like Tuesday's game than the in the Lompoc Cabrillo game we saw early in the season, which was an extra innings affair.
Another pitch low for ball 2.
Yesterday, the Braves had 5 runs in the second inning to break things open and then cruised to a 12-2 victory.
That pitch just misses outside for ball 3. Well, the Braves threatening to break things open here early in the first as well. There's a strike.
You mentioned the lead, Greg, the last LPL game of the season. Quite possibly the last LPL game for Lompoc ever.
Grounded. Fair ball down third baseline. Long throw to first. Will get 1.
Throw back to third. Gets away.
Gets all the way to the fence. That'll score another run. As Jeffrey Ray comes in from second. And some fielding errors here by the Conquistadors, costing them early. All of a sudden, it's 3-0. And still no outs. The good news is, for the Conquistadors, the bases are clear.
There is 1 out.
Oh, there is.
Yes, throw on that last play went from third to first.
That's
for
right.
an out, and then back to third. And
the overthrow to third was okay. That's 1 away. You are correct.
Usually the proportion of outs to runs is not one you like to see if you're playing defense.
Backhanded deep into the second base area, and a nice throw to first, and a backhanded tag to the runner going by.
Yeah, pulled the first baseman off the bag just a little bit. That was number 15.
That's Chavez.
Chavez on the bag, and did a very nice job.
So 2 down. That happened so quickly. That was Justin Allen that was out at first. This is Braden DeShriver. Number 16. Inside around the belt for a ball. It's 3-0 here early for the Braves. Shriver files that one out of play. Should be 2 balls and a strike now to Braden.
So is that one foul as well? Evens the count. And after having gone better part of a game on Tuesday afternoon with the softball field without a full count, we get one here
and here's a well-hit ball to left field. That'll drop in for a single.
Yeah, about 5 feet short of the warning track when it's picked up. So a long single.
2-out single by DeShriver puts a man on first and brings up Fabian Canchola. Wearing a new number today. Batting .317 though. That we know.
Fabian wearing number 32, playing second base.
I had it listed as a 4 at one point, but
I think that was last year, Greg.
That's possible.
He's playing second base. That's the 4 position.
Okay, then maybe then.
And then it gets up in the wind.
And drop into foul territory past first base.
Yeah. And Braden got a good workout on that one. He got to run all the way to third and then just to trot back over to first. So he's getting some exercise today.
At least he gets to take the shortcut on the way back.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Conchola with 2 outs. Runner at first. Pitch misses outside. Evens is up at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out for the Braves here in the top of the first.
Runner going.
Ball over to short, off the glove, and everybody's safe.
Shortstop started to break towards the second base bag, and the ball was hit right where he was leaving from, and so he had to try and pivot and reach back and snag the ball, and he was unable to do so.
So with already 3 runs across, the Braves threatening to do some more damage here with 2 outs and runners at first and second. This will be Christian De La Cruz batting in the 8th spot for the Braves today. Catches the lower portion of the strike zone for strike 1 called.
Only the second batter who's had a called strike on the first pitch.
Make that 2 in a row. Inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now to De La Cruz. Ooh. Little flare over towards shortstop. Throw to first will be in time to record the out and retire the side.
It was pretty close over there at first, though. That was kind of flipped over there, and the shortstop had to wait for the runner to clear before he could really field it, and then had to fire it over. And then...
But some early damage here by the Braves, Mike. 3 runs across on, 5 hits, I think?
Something like that. Let's see. Single.
Something like that.
Single.
Couple of errors and 2 left. So after 1/2 inning, our score is the Braves 3 and the Conquistadors coming to bat. You're listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, KPEG 100.9 FM.
Official scorer has it at 3 hits.
And some errors.
At least
2.
At least 3, I think. A couple throwing and
1 fielding. Yep, I think you're right. So Ruben Cortez will step into the mound for the Braves. His first action since his no-hitter last Friday against Napomo.
First action on the mound, anyway.
Yeah.
Had some action on Monday and Tuesday. Monday, he picked up the Northern Santa Barbara County Athletic Roundtable Athlete of the Week.
And on Tuesday against these Conquistadors, he knocked one out of the park down at Botery Field.
Yeah, I think that's the first homer for a Lompoc player this year, too.
Into left field, mind you.
Yeah.
So the Conquistadors will come to bat to see if they can answer the Braves. Noah Randolph batting first. He'll take strike 1 called. That one low for a ball.
Anybody had been on, that would have been a pass ball. That one went right through the wickets.
Fly ball. High in the wind. Taken over there at the shortstop position.
2 steps onto the skinned portion.
Jeffrey Ray over there to glove that one for out number 1.
Second, the designated hitter, number 7, Cameron Binabose.
Cameron Binabose, the DH for today. Fouls that one out of play.
Cameron is batting, and Ben Dixon is out in the field in center.
Ooh, nice looking pitch. Didn't get the call though.
Yep. Well, I think he was waiting for the wind to gust, and it didn't gust until after the pitch got there.
That one misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now to Benebows. Missed that one for ball 3.
And it wouldn't be a KPEG broadcast if we didn't mention the wind, which is significant.
Benebows swings at that one high and inside, misses for strike 2, and we got a full count. And Cortez surrenders the ball 4 walk. Benebows will take first. So the perfect game now out of the question. Yes, you're right, Mike. It is breezy at McIntyre today. But not as bad as it was at the Braves softball diamond on Tuesday.
Well, we're kind of upwind here, and there's a lot less dirt blowing.
So with Benebows at first, Cesar Frausto will step in. He's looking at a 2-0 count now.
And there's a strike.
Right down the pipe for strike 1 call. Throw to first was awful darn close, actually, but Benebows slides in head first safely.
Yeah, he's been easing out over there.
Frausto fouls this one out of play over towards the softball diamond. Should take us to 2-2.
Speaking of softball, Cabrillo playing tomorrow, I believe.
Yep, today, actually.
Today?
Yep.
Okay, everybody going to Thursday.
Strike 3 as Frausto goes down swinging.
Strikeout number 1 for Ruben.
Third baseman, number 14, Anthony Lopez.
Out number 2 in the inning.
And Anthony Lopez, number 14, will step in for the Conks. Benebows still at first. Outside with that one for ball 1.
So Cabrillo in kind of a 3-way clump for that 4th playoff spot on the softball side. With Morro Bay and Santa Maria and Napomo.
Another close throw over to first. 1-1 the count at the plate to Lopez.
And they're going to call a ball on Ruben.
That'll send Benebows to second. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. High foul ball heading out towards the fence and continuing to drift to the east. Get that up in the jet stream and it'll travel forever.
And it was wiggling all over the place. There were 3 guys in pursuit, and I don't think any of them had the least notion of where that ball was going.
One ball, 2 strikes now to Lopez. Benebows at second, 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Ooh, that was pretty.
Got him looking, strike 3 called. Beautiful pitch by Cortez, and the side is retired.
Ruben Cortez, second strikeout of the game.
So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. So after 1 complete inning here at McIntyre Field, our score is the Braves 3 and the Conquistadors nothing. You are listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The voice of the Lompoc Valley.
Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night, I'm so used to playing on Fridays, but tomorrow night, tune in to KPEG at 6 o'clock, where you will hear our exclusive show called New Tracks, where we're going to introduce you to some of the latest additions to the KPEG Music Library, plus play one song for you that has yet to be aired on KPEG at any time. This week, it's an interesting song that I guarantee you, almost guarantee you, that you have never heard. So check it out, KPEG New Tracks, tomorrow night, Friday night at 6 p.m., exclusively at KPEG.
That's quite a challenge.
Devin Villalobos, batting in the 9th spot, will step in for the Braves to start things off here in the top of the second. Gets a piece of that one and puts it high into foul territory.
Yep.
Down the first base fence line.
And anytime you say high, foul, and first base line, it's idle play.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is.
The fence is set way back from first base, but there's just
it's what, probably 25 yards there?
Yeah. Here's a well-hit ball into deep right field, holding up in the wind, however, and that will be gloved for out number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So Villalobos got a hold of that one, but not quite enough.
Warning track out.
That'll take us to the top of the batting order, and Ruben Cortez, number 21. Number he's worn in every sport he's played.
Mm-hmm.
Takes ball 1.
For a number of years.
Mm-hmm. Watches that one in there for strike 1 called. Ruben on his way to Fresno State after graduation.
Third pitch is low for a ball.
Two 1 pitch to Cortez. In there for call strike 2.
Do we know what Ruben's planning on majoring in at Fresno State, or is that undecided as yet?
I'm not sure we know that for sure yet. Fouled out of play. Ooh. That thumped somebody's hood.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch. Grounded over into the hole in the right and left field. Right in between the shortstop and third baseman, and that will go for a single for Cortez.
By Cortez brings to replace the first baseman, number 24, Oscar Rojas.
So Ruben batting 1,000 so far today.
Mm-hmm.
2 for 2, pair of singles.
Number of hits and strikeouts are equal.
Yep. Bring us to Oscar Rojas. Oscar batting 278 on the season. With 7 RBIs to his credit.
A couple of years, he's going to be a baseball player that people are going to be trying to recruit, I think.
First pitch swinging and drills this one into right field. Cortez turns the corner at second and will be safe standing up at third. Oscar smacks a nice single into center field.
Number 7, Jeffrey Ray.
And all of a sudden, with 1 out, bases, the Braves have the bases. Runners at the corners is what I'm trying to tell you. There we go. Throw to Rojas. No good. Three to nothing is their score. Braves on top. Lompoc threatening to add some more here in the second.
Jeffrey Ray would dearly love to add some.
Takes that one low for a ball. Hard to believe this is our last broadcast of the year, man.
It's gone by quickly. Ooh.
A vicious cut by Jeffrey Ray comes up empty.
Yeah, he
dinged it a little bit on the way by, I think.
I think he got 1 stitch on that. Knocked it just a little bit.
1-1 now. Throw to first. Oscar back safely. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jeffrey Ray. Runners at first and third for the Braves. Pitch is in there for a strike called.
Oscar gave a pretty good fake of going, but did not. Draws another throw, however.
Randolph keeping him honest for sure over there.
Oscar definitely trying to make sure his uniform gets dirty today.
1-2 pitch.
Ooh.
Looped into center field for a single. Cortez will score from third. And it's 4-0.
RBI single by Ray, running to the plate. The catcher, number 10, Caleb Ramirez.
So Ray gets the RBI, gets to first. Rojas over at second. And cleanup hitter Caleb Ramirez will step in. Oscar going. And they're going to get him at third. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that one wasn't even particularly close.
No. That looked like something a sophomore would do.
So wipe Rojas off the base pads, give the Braves 2 outs. Ray's still over at second. Ramirez takes a ball. Two-0 pitch is fouled out of play. Should notice that we have a nice crowd here as well.
Indeed.
It is a Lompoc Cabrillo game after all.
Absolutely.
Chairs lined up all along the fences.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's smacked into center field by Ramirez.
And Ray
turns the corner,
plate, and he will trot home.
Ball just now getting to second base as Ray crosses home plate. So no contest there, and it's 5-0. Justin Allen up to bat now for Lompoc. With 2 outs. Ramirez at first. Ball gets away, and Ramirez will now be at second.
On the wild pitch.
Yeah. 5-0 is our score. Braves on top here early. Top of the second inning.
That pitch almost got some dirt into the batter's box. It's a little bit outside.
Fouled out of play with that one. Should even us up at 1 apiece. Smacked towards first, off the glove.
It's going to be close.
And off the glove again. No throw.
It was a very difficult backhanded attempt that he couldn't quite come up with cleanly. And then because it was going to be real close at first with the pitcher coming over, he tried to hurry it, and it was one of those, the hurrier I go, the behinder I get.
Yeah. So with that, Allen's at first. Ramirez moves all the way over to third on the play. And the Shriver up to bat. Smacked over towards first. Backhanded this similar play to last one, but this time we got a grip on it. And Randolph will go over to cover the bag and make the out. So, the Braves come up with 2 more here in the second. And they're going to leave 2 on base. So after 1.5 at McIntyre Field, our score is now the Braves 5 and the Conquistadors nothing. You're listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 FM.
The voice of the Lompoc Valley.
Speaking of voices, we're pleased to have what we would call the voice of the Conquistadors, Dan Duffy, in the box behind us today.
Working the PA.
Doing a wonderful job. Always pleased to work with him in the football stadium as well.
Yeah.
He knows a little bit about baseball.
Yeah. And I think one of his more fun jobs is an assistant coach for the Conquistadors girls basketball team.
Yep, that's right. Seen him down there courtside, recovering basketball.
Usually with a big smile on his face.
We will go to the bottom of the second, and Cabrillo will send Matt Gonzalez.
Number 13, Matthew Gonzalez.
Matthew batting .289 on the season. Dribbles this one foul. Gonzalez with an impressive 15 RBIs on the year, too.
Takes the ball inside. And then one outside.
Yep. He actually took they're going to call that a swing.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't much of one.
If we are correct, it is 2-2. Indeed. Cortez winds up and throws that one right past him.
Oof. That was a steamer.
We're out number one and strikeout number three for Cortez.
Right fielder number 8, Graham Richards.
Chopper over towards third on the move. Throw to first. Boom, got him. That was Graham Richards who ground out to third.
First baseman number 15, Refugio Chavez.
Refugio Chavez now, number 15 up for the Conks, takes strike one. Watches that one low and away for ball. Chavez batting .296 coming into the day. Another grounder over to third. Deja vu all over again. Throw to first. He'll retire the side.
And we should know, Greg, that while this is the last league game between Lompoc and Cabrillo in the LPL this year, it may not be the last game between these two teams this year.
Well, that's true too. Both being in the same playoff division.
Yeah, Division 4.
It's not out of the question that they could meet again in the postseason.
Wouldn't mind a meeting for a CIF championship. That would. I would not be too upset.
I would probably have to find a way to be here to cover that one, actually.
Yeah, or be somewhere to cover that one.
As it is here today, we're two complete at McIntyre Field, and our score is the Braves 5 and the Conquistadors nothing. Don't forget, folks, every Saturday night, exclusively at KPEG, you can tune in to the local music hour, 60 minutes of where we feature nothing but music from our local musicians all around Lompoc and the Central Coast area, hosted by our good friend Casey Farah. Check it out. You'll hear some great music from local artists that you probably are not familiar with. Exclusively right here at 100.9 FM KPEG. The local music hour. Saturday nights at 7.
Ooh.
Fabian Canchola now.
Takes a strike on the inside corner. And takes one on the outside corner.
That one's kind of low in the dirt for a ball. Checking my notes and to redeem myself, Canchola actually in the original roster from the first of the year was at number 4, and then was changed to number 32. Mm-hmm. So that's right there.
Yeah, I think that was a holdover from last year, and they hadn't put his new number up yet.
Canchola grounds out for the first out of the inning.
And Christian De La Cruz comes up.
Takes strike one.
Wearing number 17, playing third base, and he's been pretty good over there today.
A couple of nice throws over there to Oscar at first for a couple of outs last inning.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a hack at that one and misses for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to De La Cruz.
And takes a mighty hack at a curveball that he never came close to. For strikeout number 1 for Noah Randall.
And out number 2 for the Braves here in the third. Brings us to Devin Villalobos. Dribbles this one fouled on the third baseline.
It's not good news if you're playing defense, and we're just coming up on the possibly the end of the half inning for the Braves, and this is their second time all the way through the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Devin fouls one off.
Make us 0-2. And this one blooped right over the third baseman's head into left field for a single. Make that a... Tried to stretch it into a double and got caught.
Yeah.
And he doesn't quite believe it. Still standing out there at second as the rest of the teams change places. Yeah, tried to get a little too much out of that one. So for the first inning today, the Braves come up empty. No runs on 1 hit. We've got 2.5 done here at McIntyre Field. Our score remains the Braves 5 and the Conquistadors nothing.
And the Braves go in order in that half inning, but it certainly was not a conventional way of doing so.
Yes. So, Mike, have you ever heard of pickleball?
I've heard of playing pickle.
There's a new game in town. It's called pickleball.
Okay. Sounds like a rec league kind of thing.
It does sound kind of fun, though. It's a racket sport that combines elements of tennis, badminton, and ping pong.
Okay.
Played on a badminton-sized court with a kind of a tennis net sort of thing. If you'd like to know more about it, it sounds a whole lot of fun to me. Coach Osborne was telling me about it pregame. Matter of fact, he's going to be the instructor for this thing.
Oh, okay.
Through the Lompoc Parks and Rec Department. Give them a call at 875-8100 and learn about pickleball. I mean, just even the name sounds fun, doesn't it? Pickleball. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Patrick Garcia will step up for the Conquistadors to start things off. Takes strikes 1 and then hits this one over to third. Backhanded on the run and a nice throw over to Rojas for out number 1. You mentioned De La Cruz doing a nice job. Well, there is an example of it. Running to his left. Backhand the ball. Rotate on the run and a dart over to first for out number 1. Mason Towns steps in, batting in the 9th spot for the Conks today. Strike 1 to Towns. Another heater right down the middle for strike 2.
We mentioned a while ago that the Braves have completed 2 trips through the batting order. This, with Towns at the plate, is the first completion of a trip through the batting order for the Conquistadors, which kind of gives you some idea of the way the game's going so far.
Yeah, the score might reflect that as well. Towns fouls that one off. Count stays 0-2. Cortez just outside with that one for ball 1. Ruben got some good movement on the ball today and some nice velocity as well. Ooh. Got him looking. Strike 3 and out number 2. Strikeout number 4 for Cortez. And back up to the top of the Cabrillo batting order brings us Noah Randolph. High and in to Randolph for a ball. Missed that one inside. 3 straight balls now from Cortez. Puts Randolph in the driver's seat here in this bat.
Make it 4.
So Randolph with 4 straight balls walks over to first. That's
the second
walk by Cortez.
Lefty Cameron Benevos, the DH, comes up. Ooh, that one right down the middle.
Takes strike 1. Benevos batting .271 with 23 hits and 18 RBIs.
Ooh. Just did catch the corner.
Just a piece of that outside edge for strike 2.
So you used to say that the black edging is part of the plate.
Low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Benevos, Randolph at second with 2 outs here in the 3rd. Third strike gets away. Throw to first gets away as well. So
and the runner coming home, and we'll make it before the ball gets back to the infield.
So throwing errors costing both of these teams here today. Randolph will score, and it's 5-1. And those are the ones that hurt you, because that was strike 3.
Yeah.
That would have retired the side.
Well,
with 2 down, that would have been it.
See how Ruben does here. Cesar Frausto at the plate. Number 4.
Ahead of this count, 2-0. Ruben gets that one in there for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Benevos is first with 2 down. Ooh. That one a bit outside from Cortez.
Nice snag by Ramirez to get that one. Otherwise, I had a runner on 3rd. Ooh, that was
pretty pitch for strike 2. Full count now. To Frausto, 3-2. Cortez shakes off the first 2 signs. Runner going. And this one is fair ball. Down the first baseline. That's going to slide into second is safe.
And they'll hold the other runner at 3rd. So
Benevos was about a third of the way to home and then had to come back. So a real nice single down the first baseline, just inside the bag. When it landed, it hit in foul territory, but it crossed in front of first base on the fair side. So runners at second and third now with 2 outs. 1 run across for the Conks. And Anthony Lopez up to bat. Chopped foul over by the Cabrillo dugout. There's a called strike. Low and away, nice stop back there by Ramirez. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Ooh, another one low and away and another good stop.
And Caleb's getting to eat almost as much dirt as we did the other day.
No, don't think so. Foul out of play. In fact, so much dirt was blown onto us from the softball field on Tuesday. I heard rumor they had to bring in truckloads of it to be replaced for next season. This one is going to drop fair. My goodness. Deep down the first baseline.
Slides into second, just a heck of a throw for a double.
A 2 RBI double. And I would have sworn that was going to be foul, but especially in this wind.
It's like the wind just suddenly died there and it dropped.
That hung in there, and that's a good thing for the Conquistadors. It's now 5-3. Matt Gonzalez now steps in. It's Lopez over at second. Takes that one inside for a ball. High for ball 2.
And
high again from Cortez for ball 3.
And if I may be forgiven with Yogi Berra quote, it ain't over till it's over. It's kind of the theme of Lompoc Cabrillo matchups.
Anything can happen in these games, I tell you. 3-2 now. Matthew Gonzalez with a 3-2 count and a runner at second. Gonzalez represents the tying run, and he'll walk over to first as Cortez surrenders his 3rd walk of the day. And keep in mind, Mike, this whole thing started on a dropped third strike with 2 outs. That's amazing.
And Caleb goes out to have a talk with him, and
we have to collect some more baseballs. Okay. So this is Tony Hernandez. Strike 1 called. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Chopper over towards second. That's going to be off of Jeffrey Ray into center field. And that's going to score another run. Wow. So what was a 5-0 ball game has turned into a 5-4 ball game, and the Conks are not done yet. Refugio Chavez now up. Swings at strike one, then takes a ball. Two out, two on for the Conquistadors. This one fouled out of play. Takes us to 1-2. Ooh, nice pitch called, strike three, and that will retire the side and end the inning. And some serious damage done by the Conquistadors here in the bottom of the third. Four runs across on 3 hits. A couple of Braves errors contributed. So after 3 complete here at McIntyre Field, our score is now the Braves 5 and the Conquistadors 4. All of a sudden, we've got a ball game, and we like it. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG, the voice of the Lompoc Valley. That's Mike. I'm Greg. Bill's back at the studio doing his thing. We're never quite sure what that is, but we appreciate him doing it.
Sometimes we really don't want to know.
That's true. And we thank you for joining us. We have been with you for a whole handful of games this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 scheduled broadcasts during baseball, softball. We've covered Lompoc and Cabrillo in both baseball and softball, and we've had a great time doing it. We appreciate you tagging along with us.
Excellent game last Friday between the Lompoc and Cabrillo girls on the softball field. 5-4 extra innings affair.
Tuesday.
Tuesday? That was Tuesday?
It was. We are back to the top of the Braves batting order. Ruben Cortez steps in. Takes a swing for strike one. Swings at that one as well. Slams a single into center field, and Ruben is 3 for 3 on the day.
Oscar Rojas waiting at the plate for us to take care of some business here. Ruben's putting on a warm-up jacket or a hoodie or something over there.
He does run for himself. That's always does. Leadoff single for Cortez.
Attempts to bunt. Pops it up.
Pops it up, and guess who's there to glove it behind the plate? Patrick Garcia, able to look up in time to snag that one out of the air and record the out. Nice play.
We've had all kinds of stuff happen so far today. Mentioned that last half inning. 3 hits, 2 errors, 2 walks.
Here's a flare into center field. It's going to be caught. Cortez will have to come back to first.
Yeah, drifted over to his right in front of that 355 sign over there. Probably not quite that deep, but in that area.
It was around 300 anyway, or more. And we've got 2 down, and Ramirez will step in as Jeffrey Ray flies out to right center field. Ramirez with a big hack for strike one.
There's already moving. Doesn't get any help.
Cortez going. Throw to second is errant and will go into center field. Cortez will hold there at second safely. So with 2 out, the Braves have a runner at second.
Good RBI chance here for Caleb.
Ramirez in an 0-2 hole at the plate, however. Then Randolph delivers a ball in the dirt. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Goes after a high one and fouls it out back to the parking lot. Count stays 1-2. 2 down, a runner at second. Braves with a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 4th.
Can we call that car hunting, Greg?
Yeah. As long as it's not vet hunting.
Yeah, I think you're...
Little flyer over towards first will be an easy out, and that will retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors. Braves will leave 1. So after 3.5 here at McIntyre Field, our score remains the Braves 5 and the Conquistadors 4. This is the game of the week, right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The voice of the Lompoc Valley.
We're looking at the Los Padres League standings going into the last game of the year.
Templeton has clinched the championship.
17-3 in league, 21-6 for the year are the Eagles. San Ynez finished up yesterday.
Yeah, they had a doubleheader against Morro Bay and won the first one 12-1, won the second one 12-0. So
that's 24-1.
A doubleheader, and I think it took about 4.5 hours for the whole thing.
So they finished up at 16-5 in the second spot. The Braves at 15-5, 1 game back with 1 game to play. A win here today would put the Braves tied with the San Ynez version of the Pirates for second place. And by virtue of the Braves winning the season series with San Ynez 2-1,
yep.
They would be granted the second seed in the playoffs. Cabrillo right behind Lompoc, several games back, however, but at 11-9 on the year. They have the 4th seed locked up. Even if Santa Maria at 10-10, 1 game back were to win today, that would put them tied with Cabrillo. And Cabrillo has a tiebreak against the Saints. So the Kongs are in for sure. The Braves are in for sure, just not sure where.
And good possibility that both of them will be on the road to begin the playoffs. Division 4 has, I believe it's 65 teams.
Almost certainly the Conquistadors would be
65 teams. So
on the softball side, some interesting things going on as well. If I can get to the right notes. The softball version of the Templeton Eagles just rocking out this year, 21-0, 13-0 in league, with 1 game to play. That's against Napomo this afternoon.
Which will have major implications on the Conquistadors.
If we could assume for a second that Templeton will beat Napomo.
I think that's a fairly safe presumption.
That would put them at 5-9 in league. If Santa Maria beats Morro Bay, they would be 5-9 in league. And if Cabrillo gets past Orchid Academy this afternoon, they would be 5-9 in league. All tied for the 4th spot, 4th playoff position at the end of the season. So then you get into all sorts of interesting tie breaks. It could go 2 or 3 levels deep to find out who actually get that final spot. So back to baseball we go. It's the bottom of the 4th inning here at McIntyre Field. The Conquistadors will send Patrick Garcia, number 12, up.
And he gets a couple called strikes quickly.
Garcia working a good job behind the plate for the Conks today. Ooh, that one's low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Garcia.
You always hate those as catcher because you're trying to scoop the ball up, and what you do is you end up scraping a bunch of dirt off the ground and throwing it in your face because you're trying to bring the ball up. So
at the tip of the bat on that one, fouls it out of play. Somewhere in the neighborhood of the Little League field across the parking lot.
Yeah. No action over there today.
Pitch from Cortez is low.
Full count.
So it was 0-2, now it's 3-2. Fouled off the screen, just to the right of my partner. Coach Larry will jog over and grab that one.
8th pitch of this at-bat coming up. And that's walk number 3. That Ruben has given up today. Brings up Mason Towns, number 6. Playing center field today. Or, excuse me, right field today. Something like that.
Actually, I've got him in the 4 spot.
They had to wait off. I guess they had a guy who
Throw to first. Downs back in time.
I think it was Mark. I don't know what exactly.
So explain that one, Mike.
I'm not sure.
Little bunt just in front of the plate. Runner called out.
I think it may have hit him outside of the batter's box.
Ah. Smacked right back to Cortez. He'll turn and throw to second for 1. Throw to first. Got him. What a nice play. That one hit directly back to Cortez on the mound. He flips around, throws a dart over to second base for 1, and another dart to first base to record the double play and retire the side. So no runs for the Conquistadors here in the 4th. No hits, 1 walk. So I'll leave 1. Actually, they won't. Retired, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nobody left. So after 4 complete, we've got the Braves lead by 1, 5-4 over the Conquistadors. This is the game of the week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The voice of the Lompoc Valley.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, something like that.
Don't forget, folks, coming up starting in just a few weeks, on the 8th of June, Lompoc Recreation Division will host the annual Movies in the Park. Grab a blanket, grab your kids. Some hot chocolate is recommended.
Always.
And you can enjoy a family-friendly movie in Ryan Park. Jumanji is the first on the playlist, followed by Coco, Oscar-winning Coco, on July 13th. And we'll wrap up the Movies in the Park series with Despicable Me 3 on the 28th of July. More information? Give the rec department a call at 875-8100. It's all free, folks.
And that's always a good price.
Free is good. We're to the top of the 5th. Justin Allen up to bat for the Braves. Hard foul down past the first base coach. Evens our count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's not quite as even as I thought. Foul out of play.
Okay. Oh,
Grounder. Nice stop over there at setting it short, but the throw will be late.
Yeah, great driving stop. That would have been probably a double if he hadn't been able to make that, because it was taking one of those kind of bouncy, loopy kind of things, and I think it would have veered off towards the third base line if it had gotten past there.
Nice stop there by Espinoza to puts Justin Allen at first, however, with no outs here for the Braves in the fifth. And brings up Braden DeShriver, playing in left field today for Lompoc.
He takes the ball, and then we have a slight pause while we think about throwing down the first.
Another ball low. Takes the count to 2-0. This one fouled off the screen right in front of the spectators.
Build defense, save a car.
2 balls and a strike now to DeShriver. Go to first, not in time, as Allen dives back head first.
These days we'll have to look up who invented chain link fence. Give them proper credit.
Write him a thank you card.
Swinging strike. Evens the count at 2.
Blowing away, ball 3. Full count to DeShriver. Braden batting .348 on the year. Paps this one up. Shallow left field.
Runner was going, has to retreat. Nice catch.
In the glove out there by Matthew Gonzalez to record the out. So 1 down here in the Braves' fifth. Fabian Canchola will step in. Takes ball 1.
Outside and low. Ruben's been just a little bit inconsistent today in finding the strike zone. Runner
going. Throw to second. Got him.
Erased and wasn't close.
So the Braves have had several runners picked off the bases today.
Controlla takes a strike.
2-1 now to Fabian, who, by the way, is still listed as number 4 on the batting statistics sheet. So there.
Looks at ball 3.
3-1 pitch, foul out of play, back towards the parking lot once again. It's always fun to watch all the heads follow the ball and wait for the thud.
And ball 4.
Controlla walks over to first. I wouldn't swear to it, but I think that might be the first walk given up by Randolph.
I believe so.
Christian De La Cruz now up for Lompoc. Two away here in the Braves' fifth. Runner at first. Braves with a 1-run lead.
And a 1-0 count.
Runner going.
Another nice throw.
This time he's going to slide under the tag. Throw just a little bit offline.
Braves have definitely been sending the runners today.
Yeah, they're not shy out there today, that's for sure. This time it paid off. Runner at second now. High fly, foul territory down the first baseline. Traveling in the wind and going to fall to the grass. Those are so hard to track over there.
Yeah, well, especially if you're looking back into the sun and the wind, and the wind's moving the ball around, and you have no shot.
Yeah. Just a long strike. It's 1-2.
Maybe if you had a small weave butterfly net out there, you'd be able to come up with it.
Ball comes loose behind the plate. Runner holds, however. And you should have a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I think it's just one ball.
Grounder over to second. Throw to first. Oh, high, but manages to get his foot back on the bag to record the out and retire the side.
And Mel Gasson said, yeah, it was high. He caught it, but he got his foot down.
So no runs for the Braves here in the 5th. They'll strand 1. After 4.5, our score remains the Braves 5 and the Conquistadors 4. This is the game of the week right here on your home for local sports. 100.9 FM KPEG.
The voice of the Lompoc Valley.
That's Mike Loney. My name is Greg Ratcliffe. Bill Dr. Draw Smith back at the studio. We are happy to bring this ball game to you. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, if you have friends or family living outside the area, they too can listen to local sports here in the Lompoc Valley by tuning in to kpegradio.com. You can also check us out on Facebook.
Yeah.
Lompoc Media Center is where you find us on Facebook, since we operate not only radio but television as well. Lompoc Media Center on Facebook.
Exciting things coming up on TAP TV. I'm sure.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we've got some council meetings.
You can always watch the council meetings if nothing else. Yeah.
Ruben Cortez stays on the mound.
First pitch drilled deep into right.
Ooh,
this is going to fall.
One hopper off the wall, off the fence.
That is a standoff, leadoff double by Cameron Binabose to start the Cabrillo Conquistadors off here in the 5th. And he got a chunk of that one. I almost expected that one to drift over the fence.
Yeah, it definitely had. Oh,
Clinton just fouled down the third baseline.
I see there Frosto. Just got a little bit too much on that one.
Oh, what a nice hit by Cameron Binabose.
Yeah.
Hardest hit ball of the day by far.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch now to Frosto. Squares to bunt again. Drops this one over towards the mound. Cortez tries to get the out at third.
Yep. Throws a little bit high, and the tag is late.
Binabose safe under the tag at third, and everybody's safe as Frosto makes it to first on the play. So nobody out here for the Conchs in the 5th inning with runners at the corner.
So a leadoff double on the fielder's choice. And we've got Anthony Lopez, number 14, at the plate.
Takes low and in for ball 1. 5-4, Braves on top. The Cabrillo Conquistadors threatening to change that score here in the bottom of the inning.
Tying around that third, runner going to second. And there will not be a throw.
Good choice by Caleb Ramirez to protect the plate. Able to surrender the stolen base. Now runners at first, second, and third now with no outs. High and inside around the shoulders for ball 3.
And there's a strike.
Lopez taking all the way on that one, 3-1. Ooh, and he's going to take one on the backside that time. Gets beamed by the ball, and he'll walk over to first. Our first hit batter of the day.
And all of a sudden here, the bases are loaded.
Bases be full with nobody out here in the 5th inning for the Conquistadors. So what started out as a 5-0 Lompoc lead, and after 2 innings has turned into quite the ball game.
Yep. Cabrillo's just kept hanging in there.
Matthew Gonzalez, number 13, now up for the Conks, takes strike 1. Ooh, it's in the dirt. Here comes a runner from third. He'll score with no throw, and we've got a tie ball game at 5.
On the wild pitch.
That is a wild pitch indeed.
Ties it up.
All the runners advance. Now Conquistadors at 2nd and 3rd. Still nobody out here in the 5th. Gonzalez takes one outside for ball 2. High chopper bounces off the Cabrillo dugout. Matter of fact, I think it stayed on the Cabrillo dugout.
Yeah, it finally rolled off from the roof over there onto the far side.
2-2 now.
Oh.
Gets that one back towards Cortez, who will make the toss over to first to record the first out of the inning.
And that was a huge one. And we'll bring up number 17,
Tony Hernandez.
Again, making his 2nd appearance at the plate. Oh, no, they're calling him back. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Now we're going to have a Brave conference on the mound. All the infielders and the head coach.
Hernandez went to the plate, and then they called him back, sent out Mr. Espinoza, wearing number 20 today.
Coach Aguilar out there talking to his charges on the mound for the Braves.
We have a break in the action. Get a chance, take a look at all the sponsors boards out in the outfield. Help support the businesses and companies.
The home plate umpire going out to try and speed things up a little bit. It's a 5-5 ball game here in the 5th. 5s are wild. One down for the Conquistadors in the bottom of the 5th inning. They have runners on every base imaginable. And Espinoza will step into the batter's box for the Conquistadors.
Every base imaginable, huh?
Batting for the Conquistadors, number 20, Steven Espinoza.
Ball in the dirt from Cortez.
Ramirez managed to corral it, and
that's also low for ball 2. Walk scores a run here. Don't want to do that if you're Cortez. Another one low for ball 3. .30 pitch. Strike 1.
Taken all the way. I think Coach Osborne would have come out and whacked him because he swung at that one.
Ooh, he did swing at that one.
That was a nasty pitch.
Yeah. Full count, 3-2 with one down. High fly ball, foul territory over by first base. Rojas there to make the play. Everybody holds. And that was a big out as well for the Braves. 2 down now. Patrick Garcia now up to bat. Fouls this one high, foul territory, third baseline. And just like that, the Braves dodge a bullet.
Well, dodged the second one anyway.
Yep. De La Cruz there to squeeze that one for the third out. 1 run on 1 hit. They're going to leave the bases full. That one might come back to haunt them.
Yeah.
5 complete here at McIntyre Field. Our score is tied. It's Lompoc 5, Cabrillo 5.
Softball squad had similar problems the other day, getting runs in.
A lot of runners stranded on Tuesday, that is for sure. Those numbers are piling up here this afternoon as well.
So Cabrillo on all the bases you can imagine. I like that one. Kind of reminds me of the Dodgers, except they would have the opposition with runners on a few bases you couldn't imagine as well.
You mentioned excitement on TAP TV and City Council. That's don't forget, folks, that TAP TV does offer live television coverage of your City Council in action on the first and third Tuesdays of every month, and sometimes even more for special meetings. Tune in. It usually starts about 6:30. Catch it live on Channel 23. Also on the cityoflompoc.com website, furnished by TAP TV, and right here live on KPEG Radio as well. So 3 ways you can check out your council in action. We call it a trimulcast: television, internet, and radio.
And speaking of the city of Lompoc, they have a special event coming up, at least the Public Works Department.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Does.
That's right. Public Works Department of the city of Lompoc will be celebrating National Public Works Week with a open house, or they call it an open gate event, at the city corporate yard. That'll happen next Monday.
And that's over on West Laurel?
West Laurel, 1300 West Laurel Avenue. Just follow the railroad tracks till you almost get to V Street and then stop. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. that afternoon. That's Monday morning. You can go in and check out a lot of the vehicles and meet the people who make everything happen around the city of Lompoc in the Public Works Division. There's a lot of real good people that work really hard to take care of, to make the water flow and the streets work and everything. The electricity come on when you turn on the switch.
The folks who get dirty.
Yep. Some great people over there. So check it out. National Public Works Week, open gate event at the Lompoc Corporate Yard next Monday.
Noah Randolph still on the mound for the Conquistadors.
Starting the top of the 6th for the Braves
With
Devin Villalobos. Bottom of the order.
Takes a called strike.
And then looks at the ball low. 5-5 is our score. We are tied up after the Braves open up with 5 runs in the first 2 innings. Cabrillo claws its way back. Villalobos will flare one out into shallow center field to record out number 1. Back to the top of the order. That'll take us to Ruben Cortez. 3 at-bats, 3 singles to center. Ball 1 from Randolph.
Ruben, 3-0 on the day. 3 for 3 on the day.
Takes a called strike.
Braves, after getting 3 in the first, 2 in the second, have been scoreless since.
Ball low makes it 2 balls and a strike to Cortez. Another low one.
And all of a sudden, we have kind of a lull on the wind here, at least where we are. Down the outfield, you're seeing the flags moving some.
Ball 4, and Cortez will trot the first on the walk.
Well, he didn't get 4 hits.
And the second walk given up by Randolph today. And Oscar will step in. Call strike to Rojas. They're doing it to me again, Mike. The smell of nachos and popcorn drifting over from the...
it's an occupational hazard.
Chopper over high, Chopper over towards third, gets it on the run, throw to first, and Rojas will be retired.
Rubin will advance to second.
Shortstop, number 7, Jeffrey Ray.
Jeffrey Ray, number 7, steps into the box for the Braves. Multi-sport athlete, of course.
Wearing his usual
his typical
number
7.
7. Ooh.
Ball comes loose. Cortez will dive over to third with no throw. Actually, he'll come in standing up.
Yeah.
So the go-ahead run at third base for the Braves. Two outs, however. 1-0 count to Ray.
Ray, one of the league leaders in batting average.
Says here 436.
Looks at a called strike to even the count.
18 RBIs for Jeffrey. He'd like to make that 19 right now.
Another called strike.
Outside corner this time. 1 and 2 now.
And there's a lot of room over there between center and right.
Ooh, Ray smacks this one into left field. Ooh, but not deep enough.
Yep. Hung up about 10 feet shy of the fence.
And Matt Gonzalez there to record the out and retire the side. So the Braves come up empty here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left. 5.5 complete here at McIntyre Field. We're still tied up. Lompoc 5, Cabrillo 5.
And it's starting to get kind of late in the game here. Huh?
It is. Could we be going to another extra inning exciting finish?
It's possible. And that does not look like Rubin on the mound.
That is not Rubin on the mound. Who is that? That is, let's see, that is Braden DeSchreiber on the mound. Cortez apparently done for the day. Gave up 5 runs. I think probably 3 of those would be earned. Let's see if we can find out something about DeSchreiber's pitching stats. If there are any.
I believe there are some. Mostly in relief, I think.
Okay, DeSchreiber with a 2-1 one-loss record. He's got a 3.04 ERA in 7 appearances. Three saves and 2 complete games.
And he'll be facing Mason Towns, the number 9 batter for the Conquistadors.
Okay, here we go in the bottom of the 6th. Towns smacks the first one over towards second base. Throw to Rojas, records out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, that's efficient.
Cantrola there at second base to make the play, and 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out.
And that works. Noah Randolph pops this one up in the infield. Canchola there to record the second out.
Can you say one pitch, one swing, one out?
Ditto or something, yeah.
Again.
Well, there goes that. Strike one called to Binnabos. Well, maybe the Schreiber might get out of this inning with 3 pitches.
Yeah, make it 4.
Make it 4. High fly ball over to second.
Yeah, going to be taken by the shortstop behind the bag.
Jeffrey Ray will glove that one. So the Conquistadors go very quickly here in the bottom of the 6th. 4 pitches for reliever DeShriver. And the Conks are done here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 6 complete here at McIntyre and still tied up at 5 as we go to the last inning of regulation.
Yep. Well,
we went extra innings on Tuesday, Mike. Why not on Thursday?
Yeah, well, we look at the games in this series. The first one this year was a 4-3 Brave victory that we were at in 8 innings. And then on Tuesday, Lompoc and Cabrillo faced off, and Lompoc won that one 12-2 in 5 innings. So,
do these guys ever play regulation 7-inning games?
Not this year.
Not this year.
It was something like 3 of Cabrillo's first 4 games were not regulation. As a matter of fact, they had a whole bunch of 4-3 results early in the season.
I should also tell you that the Lompoc High School Athletics Department is having a fundraiser tomorrow, as a matter of fact, at the Dick DeWeese Senior Center and Community Center. Ticket will get you dinner for 2 plus entry into the reverse drawing. Like to hear more about that? Call the LHS Athletics office at 742-3000. We will go to the 7th inning, and the Conquistadors will have a new pitcher as well, Mike.
Number 4.
Cesar Frausto will now step onto the mound for the Conks.
And he'll start off with Caleb Ramirez, the Braves catcher and cleanup hitter.
Frausto with a 4.14 ERA.
Throws the ball outside, a little bit low.
2 wins, 2 losses in 17 appearances.
And that one high.
So 3 straight balls to Ramirez.
Yeah, he's done a good job of not getting too far ahead of himself and not biting on those pitches that are outside the zone.
4 straight balls sends Caleb Ramirez to first base. Frausto not quite having the start that DeShriver did in relief.
Yeah, different 4 pitches. DeShriver 3 outs and
Frausto a walk.
Justin Allen comes to the plate here at McIntyre Field in the Boyer Athletic Complex.
Ball 1 low.
Fake the throw to first.
It's 5-5 here in the top of the 7th. What would you expect from a Lompoc Cabrillo game?
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful bunt right down the first baseline. Throw just in time to get Allen at first.
Yeah, you really can't do it any better than that. That was, by the time the throw got to first, The runner was on second, looking back at the play at first.
So Ramirez at second now with one out. Relief pitcher Braden DeShriver up to bat. Go ahead run at second.
Ooh, high fly.
Center field, drifting to right field. Ramirez will have to get back to second.
Yeah, I think Ramirez would have had a chance to go to third, but he had to go back to second. And
well, the way the Conquistadors have been picking Braves off the bases today, it might have been a good call to stay where he was at.
yeah.
So 2 down now. Ramirez still at second. Canchola up to bat. Grounder to short. Throw to first. Boom! Out number 3. And the crowd liking that one. At least the black and gold side.
So Cabrillo heading into the bottom of regulation here with a chance to win this.
So the Braves come up empty in the 7th. They'll leave one stranded. After 6.5 here at the McIntyre Field, our score remains tied. Lompoc 5, Cabrillo 5. And as you said, Mike, the Conquistadors can come into the bottom of the 7th and walk away with a win.
Yeah. After Lompoc, mentioned earlier, scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Third inning, they had to send 3 batters to the plate. And every inning since then, they've had 4 batters go to the plate. So after a shaky start, the Conquistadors have pretty much shut down this Braves offense.
Yep, I would say so. If they can come up with one here in the bottom of this inning, they can avoid the season shutout by the Braves.
And we're hearing from our pal over at the record that Cabrillo is trailing 6-5 against Orcutt Academy. Apparently fairly late in the game.
Uh-oh.
All right, so
that would definitely douse their playoff hopes.
Yep.
Okay, back to baseball. Frausto up to bat for the Cons.
Takes 3 balls.
3 straight balls from DeShriver. Make it 4. So DeShriver throws 4 pitches in the last inning and retires the side. To start things here in the 7th, he throws 4 pitches and walks the first batter.
Mm-hmm. Trying to emulate Frausto.
So the winning run at first for the Conks. Anthony Lopez up to bat now.
Number 14.
Ooh, and he gets beamed. So in a stellar first inning for DeShriver, the second appearance here is not doing quite so well.
Plunked in the back.
Runners at first and second for the Conks with no out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Matthew Gonzalez to the plate.
The single just might win this thing, Mike.
Yep.
Outside from DeShriver for ball 1. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, Braden can't find the strike zone.
Yep.
There's one in there for a called strike. 1-1 now to Gonzalez.
He's been trying to nibble around the edges when he needs to take a nice, healthy bite to the plate.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Speaking of nice and healthy, that was Matthew Gonzalez taking a nice, healthy swing at that one.
And it was by him quickly.
1-2 count to Gonzalez.
Ooh.
Blowing away.
Nice stop by Ramirez to keep that one from going to the backstop.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, 2 on in a tie ball game. Foul out of play. Count stays 2-2. Going outside.
Another one in the dirt.
And another full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Matthew Gonzalez. The winning run at second.
Big pitch.
Well hit into left. It's going to drop.
Oh, misplayed as well.
Turning the corner at third. Throw it home. Not in time. Cesar Frausto scores from second as Matt Gonzalez hits a walk-off double for the win. And the Cabrillo fans are going crazy here at McIntyre. My goodness. What started off as the potential for a Lompoc blowout at 5-0 after 2. Cabrillo Conquistadors hanging in there, fighting their way back, and coming up with the 6-5 victory here in the 7th. How do you like that, Mike?
Well, we seem to be having some pretty exciting games the last couple.
Yeah, we've had a good
Lompoc Cabrillo matchups.
We've had a good schedule and some good luck. Congratulations to the Cabrillo Conquistadors on a real nice win here this afternoon.
Their first win against the Braves in their last 6 attempts, and so they're going to be happy about that.
Indeed, and both these teams, as we mentioned, going to the postseason. I think this loss will guarantee that the Braves are going to be in the 3 spot.
Yep,
they'll finish the league season at 15-6.
May actually help them in a way because they're more likely to have a home game now in the 3 spot if they end up in the wild card portion of the bracket. Cabrillo will be on the road as the number 4 seed.
Yep.
And San Ynez will finish second.
And of course, the Templeton Eagles, both in baseball and softball, will.
They've
athletic director, our good buddy.
Yeah. Speaking of athletic directors, and waving bye to Alonzo.
Dan Troop, our good buddy here out at Cabrillo, stopping by to say hi. And we appreciate his hospitality. Always.
And but speaking of athletic directors, mentioned again, change down at Lompoc High School after many years.
Our great friend Donnie Cross stepping down to move on to other things. As I understand, he will be maintaining his football coaching position, which is good to hear.
Defensive coordinator with the Braves.
Being replaced by our other good friend,
Claudia Toronis. I haven't heard if she's going to, I figure she's going to keep the basketball, but I haven't heard about whether or not she's going to keep track and field.
That I haven't. I'm not sure. I do know for a fact she does plan on keeping her basketball coaching job as well. Well, I'll tell you what. This is our last broadcast of this school year, this spring. We've had a great time bringing you baseball and softball from both high schools. We appreciate you tuning in. We're going to be back in August.
Yeah, well, we might be back if we have Lompoc Cabrillo matchup in a CIF championship game.
I promise you, if the Lompoc and Cabrillo meet in the CIF championship in baseball, we will be there. But if that doesn't happen, we'll see you in August.
August 17th.
The football season is going to start a tad earlier than usual this year.
Do you have any idea which one we're going to be at?
Well, no. Quite frankly, no, I don't. Both teams on the road to start the season on August 17th, and we'll decide where we're going to be a little closer.
Cabrillo will be down at Bishop Diego, playing Bishop Diego at Santa Barbara City College. The Braves are on the road at Simi Valley.
That should be. We need to learn a little more about those two teams.
Well, the Simi Valley Pioneers coming off I think they were 2-7 last year.
Well, we'll figure that out come a little closer to football.
Bishop Diego, of course, went deep into the playoffs.
we will
lower division.
We'll figure that out, and we will be somewhere come August 17th, and we hope you'll join us.
And we'll have a whole slew of games.
It's going to be an interesting season in the Channel League. It'll be some new faces, some new teams to look at, and should be a lot of fun.
Dos Pueblos, San Marcos, Santa Barbara, and Cabrillo, Lompoc, and San Ynez is the new Channel League, and so we'll
be there.
We'll have to suffer by going down to the Santa Barbara schools on occasion.
Yeah, we'll have to drag ourselves down to La Playa Stadium every now and then.
Yeah, it's brutal, but somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. All right, folks, thank you for listening. We appreciate you being along today. For Bill Smith back at the studio, for Mike Loney to my right, my name is Greg Ratcliffe. Thanks again for being along. Our final score from McIntyre Field today is the Cabrillo Conquistadors 6 and the Lompoc Braves 5. And I will send you back to the greatest music on the planet, the latest rock and roll on the planet at 100.9 KPEG, and we'll see you in August. Bye-bye, everybody.